Hey, good afternoon, my stamping friends. This is Robin with Stamp with Dr. Robin. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in San Diego, California, where it is beautiful out today. I think it's going to be about 80, 84, something like that. And just a lovely breeze blowing. And thank goodness my gardeners were here and making lots of noise, but it sounds like they may have stopped. But if you hear anything running in the background, I'm sorry. They keep changing their day and time they're coming. So I want to tell you about a couple new things going on in the Stampin' Up! World. And this week, one is the kits, and I'm going to show you some of those. The other is last chance products. Really important if you want anything in the January through June mini catalog that's going to be history at the end of the month. You really need to get to that right now because this is the last week, and some of the dies and I think 3 of the papers are already running out. If you're interested in Paper Pumpkin, the one for July is called Adventure Begins, and it looks like it has some trees and outdoorsy kind of things. And also two brand new things we just found out. One is June 24th, which is what day? Hold on. What is today? Today's the 21st, so that is Thursday. Thursday and Thursday only, there is going to be free shipping at Stampin' Up! So if there's anything you need, Thursday is the day to get it, and it will still be all the last chance products. So you definitely want to really think about that because you can order new stuff, old stuff, etc. And the second new exciting thing is that there's going to be a DSP sale, Designer Series paper, running starting July 1st through August 2nd, select DSP. So I'm not sure exactly what's going to be on and what's not, but that's exciting too. So I am going to put you down here for a second because there's a couple of things I want to show you before we get started. Hopefully that's, whoops, kind of overshot you a little bit. One thing I wanted to talk to you about in terms of the January through July mini catalog is there are things that are half price, and ooh, that's bright. I think I'm going to turn this extra light off for a second because I think you can actually see it better there. One thing is this Forever paper, the foil that has the Blushing Bride, Sahara Sand, and Rococo Rose, because that is now only $5 and you get 2 of each of these sheets. So that's pretty exciting. Look, you can, I guess it's showing in the picture even. We're going to be using a little bit of that later. And then the other thing is, in terms of stuff that's half off, I was noticing this You Are Amazing kit that is only $15, and you make 16 cards, so that's less than $1 a card. And so I ordered one. You do not get the stamp set with it, and I don't have the stamp set, but look, you're just stamping in here. You can stamp whatever you want. So I ordered one of these, and it comes with a great directions, of course, but the thing I didn't realize is it comes in a cute little box to keep your cards in. And this is just everything you would need to make everything. I want to open it up and see, because I haven't even opened it up. I just got it this last week. There we go. So we've got envelopes, lovely card bases, nice thick paper. One, there's another one, oh, I really like that one, and a solid one. And then we've got, these that fit on that you could obviously, mix and match. And not sure what those are. It looks like another card for, oh, look at those. Looks like Bermuda Bay foil. Tags. More. See, you could stamp whatever you wanted in here. so all of that comes in it, and right now it's all, and the box, and oh, got some, looks like, I don't know, maybe Pear Pizzazz green, and all that is 15 bucks, and then you got something to store all your cards in. So I think that's an amazing deal. But like I said, go check it out. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's half price right now. Okay, so what are we working on today? So today I thought we would work on this lovely new embossing folder called Pretty Flowers. And you're like, I don't recall seeing that. Well, it's in here on page 155 with all the other embossing folders, but it's not in a suite, so it doesn't exactly match anything, and it's pretty easy to overlook. I couldn't even find where it is in the catalog. I think they made like one card out of it, but it's really beautiful, and so I thought we would use that and pair it with the artistically inked set, because it kind of reminded me of that a little bit, and that's on page 97 in our new catalog. So that's where we're going today. So we're going to make a bunch of cards, and some of which I've started, and I don't know if we're going to have time to do all of them today, but we're going to start with this one. And basically I'm using the same color palette in most of these. We've got the polished pink, we've got Daffodil Delight, we've got Rich Razzleberry, and some Flirty Flamingo, and the green is all Granny Apple Green. So what I did with this one is I just took a piece of thick Whisper White and just ran it through the emboss. You know, the big boss or the little boss, or for me, a big shot. Now, there's lots of ways that you can color this, but I thought the easiest way would be actually using our blending brushes. So, because you don't have to be so precise, just tap it a little bit, and then start in the middle so that if you have it dark, it's dark in the middle. And lighter as you go out. And just, you know, if you go over, you go over. It's not that big a deal. Just try to get the whole flower colored in. And I'm doing, there's a couple just really big flowers. And I find this is actually even easier than, you know, using the sponge daubers, but we'll use those too. All right, so let's take a little Daffodil Delight. You notice that's my blending brush that I just used for kind of all my little yellow things. Again, darker in the middle. Got a little flower down here we can get. Let's do this one up here again. Notice each time I kind of stamp off a little bit to the side. That helps me not get those lines or those kind of blobby things that we all don't like. And then you want to clean it off. Although actually we're going to use it again, so I probably won't. Just going to move it out of the way before I stick my hand in it. Although this seems to be the one I stick my hand in. I don't know why, but Rich Razzleberry and Blackberry Bliss, whenever I use these, I get them on my fingernails, I get them on my fingers. I've ruined more cards with Rich Razzleberry and Blackberry Bliss than anything else. I thought I had all these little ones. Let's do them. Now, I'm kind of left with a lot of these little things, so I found it easier then for way number 2 to use this embossing folder is color with sponge daubers. And you could color this whole thing with sponge daubers, but I'm choosing just to color these little flowers. Now, you notice I'm hardly even touching them. This is Flirty Flamingo. But it lets me get just a little bit more precise coverage on these little flowers than when I'm using the big ones. All right. And then let's get my, Granny Apple Green. Just kind of a soft look here. And I really kind of like the way that, see how it's coming off even a little variegated? I don't know why. I think that has to do with how I'm picking up the ink. Oh, I just found a little flower here that could use some of that Flirty Flamingo. I like how the leaves kind of ended up a little variegated. Isn't that just lovely? All right, so let's make that into a card. So we've got some polished pink. That's our 11 by 4 1/4. And then we're going to use, I've got a little thank you here from, actually I said I was mostly going to use Artistically Inked, but this is from the Plentiful Plants. And I've been playing with that lately, so be prepared. We're going to be working with that pretty soon. Haven't decided what yet. But remember I said this is a study in a lot of the same colors. Sometimes I find if I mount it like this, diagonal on a block, whoops, notice the edge there that I caught. So let's get rid of that before we stamp it. And I want this just down and over a little bit because I'm going to have a butterfly there. Beautiful. Put that aside because we're going to reuse that. So let's, and you could use this side, the deboss side too, so don't ignore that. And you do want to use either a lot of glue or a lot of Stampin' Seal Plus probably on these really bumpy folders. All right, so this doesn't need a lot to make it beautiful. And what I have used is, first off, one of these gold pieces from the ephemera pack. So the ephemera pack comes with 5 of these. One, we got a couple of these that are just decorations that you can put in or around sentiments and some leaves, but they're just really beautiful. Kind of remind me of the ones that went with the Forever Fern last year. And so I find if I just get a little bit of glue on here on the corners. Come on, glue, where are you? That seems to be enough to stick it down. right. It's sad that we're covering up some of this. That's why I didn't want to do a whole lot on here. Just enough to make it pretty. And then let's get some dimensionals on here. This rectangle is from the Stitch So Sweetly set, which is a favorite. I think this is a little crooked. Hard enough for me to be straight, let alone when I can't get my head all the way over on something, so sorry about that. A little better. And then we have some butterflies cut from the Meadows set with, I don't know if you can see the shimmer from the Shimmer Vellum. I think I'm gonna put this guy on. I was gonna glue him, but I think a little glue dot would work even better so that he doesn't fly away. Would work even better if it was in the middle. There we go. And then on the inside, remember I said we were going to use the artistically inked. Well, this is just one of the little flowers from there. I thought that would just go really nicely with the polished pink and the granny apple green. Pretty, huh? And we'll stick that on the inside. Like I said, this embossing folder doesn't really go with anything, so it can go with whatever you decide it goes with. But I thought having a little flower on the inside would be pretty. And then of course we need some bling. So these little sequins, and they're have some stickies on the back, are also in this ephemera pack. So I thought I'd stick a few of them on, just randomly. I actually don't like it in the middle. Stick it on. Kind of looks like maybe a little dew dot. See that? All right, so this would be, we've used, each time it's going to come out a little bit different, both blending pens as well as brushes. Now you can also, this is the same thing, you could also take your blending brushes. I don't really have time to do this whole thing, but if you had your blending brushes, you could, that's Flurry Flamingo. What is this? Light Melon Mambo. Trying to look for my light. Well, this is not going to work. But you could use this to color in, you know, your blending brushes also. I'm not going to do this now because I didn't get out the blending brushes. I mean, enough of the of these for today. So, second card. All right, same colors, but you can see it's completely different looking. Why is it different? Because this is colored on vellum. So let's see how to do that. So this is just our normal vellum. You can see it's really pretty thick. And you can run, obviously, any of your things through of your embossing folders. And this is what happens when you run your embossing folder through. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, and it's very pretty like that. I suppose you know, if you did this and you put it on a card, it's already beautiful, right? Well, we can make it even more beautiful by coloring on it. And when you color on it, it's easy to color again with our blending brushes. And coloring on the back makes it even easier. So let's see how to do that. I'm basically coloring it the exact same way I was coloring the other one. So there's our pink. That was our polished pink. There's some of our Daffodil Delight. Here's some of our rich raspberry. And then when you get, again, down to the little ones, using the sponge dauber is definitely a little easier way to go here. Is that all of them? Yep. And then the other thing you could do along the back is when you get to these very detailed ones. I think I need my light on for this. I don't know if you can see, but I'm coloring in. Let me try to hold it up. Now the little ferns, the greenery, because that's even a little more tricky when you're doing this one. And I'm not really, you know, on this one trying to get it completely done right now with you guys here. I think I will just finish this one up later, but I think you get the idea. So let me show you what we've got so far when you turn it over. And then when you put it on a white card base, it really pops. And you can see on this one, I've added again a sentiment and the same flowers, and I think I put them on the inside. Nope, not yet. Same flowers, I'll put some on the inside too. So same kind of idea here. And then one more that I definitely wanted to demonstrate with you and show you how to do it is this. So this is using the same embossing folder, but this time we are going to put some ink on the embossing folder and run it through the machine, and you will see. Now this is one that you want to do, like, for instance, I was playing with this like all afternoon yesterday, and this would be one you would want to do at the end of your playtime, because once you've run it through, you need to wash it and let it dry. So you take your embossing folder, open it up. Now you remember you've got a side when it's going through like this, okay, when you can see the Stampin' Up, that's going to give you the raised ones. If you emboss this side, you're going to get your color. If you put the ink on this side that has the Stampin' Up, you're going to get your color down in the debossed areas, and the raised areas will stay white. If you want the opposite, you will put your color on this side and it will be on the raised areas. So I wanted to make this card. So what you do is you just take your ink pad. Do not press too hard because we're not trying to get in those flowers. Remember, we're trying to get it so that it will stay just on the top. Just gently. Okay. Then you have to do this without moving things around. So what I suggest you do is not so important on this one because they're not straight lines or anything. Lay it on there, lay it down. Oops, see, I moved it a little bit because it's stuck to my glued up finger, so we'll see how that works. Mostly when I do this also, I actually make the part that I'm embossing a little bit bigger so that I can cut down if I smush some edges. Like I probably smushed that edge there because it moved a little bit. And then you just run it through. Let's get this out of the way for the big reveal. Ta-da! So see, remember I said I moved it a little bit down here, and you can see it got a little smushed around. It's still quite pretty though, and so I may, when I do this, you know, cut off some of that, make it a little smaller, put it on a little bit more of a border. I don't think I'm going to make this card right now because this is really wet, and like I said, this gets really dirty and needs to be washed off. So let me move it somewhere where hopefully I won't get it on everything. But let me just show you the rest of this card. So these, this is, see the little die cut back here? This is a die cut from the artistic stamp set that goes with the expressions in ink. And basically what I did is just ran it through in the white, and then I cut off this big flower because I didn't want this whole thing covered, and I figured I could use it for something else, but you could use this entire thing, I suppose, if you wanted to. And then I have these little die cuts in the polished pink and the white, and those are from the Hippo and Friends set that honestly I got because I just wanted some of these labels, because I was just wanting something new and different on the labels, and I didn't even get the stamp set, don't tell them. So that's how I made that card. So let me show you. So we got 3 cards that we made today. 3 different ways to use your embossing folder, and I just want to show you a few more. So this, hopefully you can see it shimmering. This is our Shimmer Vellum, and the Shimmer Vellum comes in all the new in colors, and this is the polished pink one. And embossing it in the Shimmer Vellum is gorgeous. So you put a little piece of the artistically inked, expression in ink paper back in there. That was just a little scrap. These are from the ephemera pack that I just showed you, and this is one of the ornate dies. Now this was started out as a little bit of a boo-boo because this one is actually the back side of this. I ran it through kind of upside down, so I would, if I used the shimmery side, would have had a deboss look, but then I actually thought this was kind of pretty. It almost looks like I put some pink behind white or just regular vellum. Again, same use of the DSP. And then here's another way to use this embossing folder, which is I just ran it through with some polished pink, and then I just cut it up. So it's my just embossed background. These are from that Hippo and Friends dies also. One more way is run it through with foil. Now, I ran a bigger piece, but it was just too much. So I cut it down, used the back side of one of the Expressions in Ink paper, again from the ephemera pack. And these are actually, I think I got these from the Forever Fern. Maybe it was artistically inked too. No, it was from Forever Fern, so that I could use a different color. Remember I was pointing out the foil, the Love You Always foil in the January through June mini catalog? That's half price. And so the shine on here is amazing. I have not made this into a card yet, but using your embossing folders with any foil is a great idea. And this is half price foil, so for $5 you get 6 pieces of foil now, 2 of each of the 3 cards. Another way to use this embossing folder is embossing on one of our ombre bags. So, you know, you could add a little tag here, put some in, really, really cute. And then to go with all of your cards, you can emboss just the, whoops, I can't use it, just the envelope. How do I do that? I'm not taking my inked up embossing folder, but what I do is I just put the embossing folder like that. You can fold it back, or, you know, if you really want to get all the way up to the edge like this, then you have to put it in sideways instead of the usual way that you would do it. And then one last thing is I took one of our old treat boxes. Let me actually undo it. Took one of our treat boxes, put it in the embossing folder and ran it through. And now you can do this with any of our acetate treat boxes. And isn't it cool looking now that it's an embossed treat box? So that would be, you know, put a bow around it, put something in it, and you have just a lovely little treat here. So let me bring them all back. Oh, and I have one that I haven't quite finished either. Remember I was talking about just using the blender pens on there. So we got a lot of different ways to use just this one embossing folder. I don't even know if I can get them all in. With the foil, the background, with the 2 ways to use your Shimmer Vellum. Look at all of these. So, one $7, I believe it's $7.50 embossing folder used a whole bunch of different ways. So hopefully you learned a little bit here. And hi Janelle, I'm glad you could come on and watch. At least I have somebody watching me, and whoever is watching later on, make sure you go back to the beginning because there's a couple really cool new things coming down the pike. And I will see you next Monday. Take care. Have a good day.